Mindfulness brings back the joy and adventure in our daily lives with great tenderness and curiosity. We are invited to be present to every thought in our mind and every emotion in our heart, regardless of them being pleasant or unpleasant. Without judgment, we watch ourselves start living our lives with grace and gratitude. Today, we're having another mindful session to shape our lives. We all respectfully welcome most venerable Dhammasadda for today's session. And I welcome my friends too. And also, if there are any new friends, I gladly welcome them too. Before we start today's session, I would like to give a brief of last week's program. At the beginning of the session, Swami Nohanse talked about mindfulness, and then discussed what we did mindfully during the week as homework. Then we did mindful walking and mindful sitting for about 10 minutes each. At the end, we had some fun with a mindful activity and concluded the program. Now I will respectfully invite Dhammasadda to start the program. Avasara Swami Nohanse.
Hello, everyone. Nice to join you for another session of mindfulness today. We have our usual crowd here, the usual suspects. Nice to see you all. And also, if you are able to turn on your video, please go ahead and do so. As a matter of fact, today's topic, what we will discuss, it will show us some really good pointers why we want to see each other's face, why it's important to always stay connected, to always feel that human connection with others. And that is, if we look at the screen right now, we can see a few images, a few pictures. You know, when they say a picture is worth 1,000 words? Yes, that's what we are looking at here right now. So if I could all bring our attention to the screen. If you can't see the screen, it's no problem. I can describe what we are looking at. So here we can see images that really describe how people are nowadays. With the advent of technology, we have technology in our lives. Now, first of all, I would just start by saying technology is not bad if we use it wisely. Just like everything, if we handle it in the wrong way, then it becomes something negative to us, right? But if we use something in the correct way, a way that is helpful to us, then it becomes beneficial to us. It becomes something that helps us. So, for example, let's start with the top left corner. We can see a guy there holding a sign that says free hugs. And on the other side, there's a bunch of people on their phones surrounding a Wi-Fi router. So what's the point? What's the point of this? This guy with a sign that's saying free hugs, he wants real human connection, but people are really looking down at their phones. So the point is, how do we make real connections with people? It's about looking someone else in the eye. It's about listening with your ears. It's about being truly present in the present moment, being mindful. A hug or a high five, it feels different than an emoji. You know, when you're chatting on WhatsApp, and first of all, before I continue, just by a show of hands, how many have a personal device like a tablet or a phone? Of course, I'm talking about the kids. Besandi, do you have a personal? I can see there, Laviru. And do you have any more hands? Okay, great. You may lower your hand. When I was, I think my mother gave to me my first personal phone when I was, how old was I? It was really before high school, so I must have been, I think, 12 years old. 12 years old, yes. But the difference is those times, around 2006, 2005, there weren't really any smartphones. So it was just the regular phones with buttons that looks like that. So I suppose it wasn't very bad. It was just a simple device for communication. I see Sanita is laughing at me. Yes, those days we just had the regular phones. It was just a simple device for calling or texting. So in my opinion, I don't think it was really that bad. Today we have these smartphones where you can get really anything. You can watch shows on it. You can make audio-visual calls, like how we are connecting over Zoom. Perhaps some of you may be using it on a handheld smartphone, a tablet, and things like that. So, anyway, my point is when we connect with someone on a physical level, giving them a high five or, giving them a fist bump, it feels more natural than just sending an emoji. And that emoji, whatever emotions is being conveyed by that emoji, is that what you really feel? Or is just something close to what you feel? I personally send emojis even over email, but it doesn't really capture your real emotion. Your real emotion is captured when someone is looking at you and they can see how you're reacting. They can hear the sound and the tone of your voice and something like that. And all these things that we experience in ourselves, we are able to use them as an object of mindfulness. That is why human connection is more um, compatible with mindfulness as opposed to technology. And then when we look, we can move to the next picture, the next image, which is the bottom left. You can see, yes, right there. We see people huddled over their phones again. And honestly, to me, it looks like these people are turning into zombies. Can you imagine if everyone is walking on the street looking down at their phone like that? This means it looks like they're fully immersed. They're just inside their phone. Nothing else they're doing. Everyone is so absorbed, is taken in by their screens, they might even walk into each other. And the problem with this is it takes us out of being in the present moment. It takes us out of mindfulness when all our attention is concentrated on just images that are popping up and away on the screen. It takes us out of mindfulness. So, what we should learn from this is to practice being in the present. When you walk, you notice the ground, you notice the sky, you notice the people around you. And when we do mindful walking, these are the kind of things that we are always trying to notice. We notice how we feel when we step on the surface of the floor or the ground, the texture that we feel, the temperature, if there's anything, the hardness or the softness, because this helps our to strengthen our mind to notice what is going on in the present moment. But when you're watching a movie or a film, do you ever notice how quickly time flies by? This quality of being absorbed into something without even you knowing it, that is the complete opposite of mindfulness. It's like you're being brainwashed. You're like a zombie. You don't have any input for yourself. So when we are mindful, we should always try to be in the present moment. When we eat, we taste the food. When we sit, we feel the hardness or softness of the chair or whatever we're sitting on. So don't let your phone make you miss what is happening right now. And also being mindful, it it gives you some kind of safety, some safety and awareness so that you don't fall into danger. When you're being in the present moment, it's not just being polite because you understand what you are doing with those who are around you. It's also safe. If you're always looking down, you might miss a car, a vehicle while crossing the road. You may miss a step while walking down some stairs, or you may even miss just someone trying to talk to you. So being mindful, it makes us aware and it also keeps us safe. We are able to respond to what is happening around us. If we realize that there's some danger coming our way, we are able to think in the correct way so that we may keep ourselves safe. And if we move to the bottom right image, yeah, I've seen very many versions of this image. It looks like there's a hand popping out of, let's call it a lake, and there's a bunch of other people just taking pictures. So to me, this looks like someone might be in danger, someone might be in need of help, but instead, those who are around they are just interested in, I don't know, what can we say? They're interested in capturing this moment on their phones. Who thinks this is would be a right response when someone is in danger? We just a moment ago we just spoke, when we are mindful, we are able to respond to things that are happening around us. So, who thinks this is a right way to respond to someone who is in need of help? You start recording them instead of actually helping them. I don't think anyone thinks that. So in this case, you see what would be the right way to respond would be to offer someone some help to get in the water, pull this person out. But nowadays, there's so much to do, especially on what's it called? TikTok. I'm probably sure these video clips are going up on TikTok. Yeah, these social media websites, they just make us mindless zombies, just endlessly scrolling infinitely, just looking at things that are not connected to us in the present moment. That is just how it is. So sometimes it's better to put the phone down and just look with your eyes and just hear, just smell, just taste, just feel with your body. So don't let your screen be a barrier between you and nature, or between you and your experiences. Remember, what you're experiencing in the present moment is what is true for you. And we always want to put our mind where the real thing is happening. We always want to know the truth. When we are mindful, we can always be sure that we are not being deluded by something, we are not being fooled by something. Whatever we're experiencing, whether seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, or touching, we can always be sure that that is the truth of what is happening in that very moment. And if we move up to the top right corner, just a moment, let me make sure we are not over time. Good, we're still on time. What is this image now? We can see a man holding up a selfie stick. Excuse me. A man is holding up a selfie stick, and right next to him, there are some other people, looks like a family, and they look destitute in some shabby clothing. And this man holding a selfie stick is putting some money into a begging cup. But while he's doing that, he's trying to capture the moment. He's trying to capture the moment of him assisting someone else. Now, see, this being unaware, or if we are not being mindful, some negative qualities or some negative qualities will, some ugly qualities actually, some ugly thoughts, they will come into our mind. And what is one ugly thought? It is the word that is in my mind right now is conceit. What this means is feeling yourself to be, better than others. Feeling yourself to be better than others. Now, this is an ugly thought because we put ourselves very high and others, we shun them. We put them as very low. Sometimes this happens, right? We look at someone else and we say, oh, I think I am better than that person. And when we think like that, we don't have respect for others. We don't we don't value others, our friends, our family. This is what we call an ugly thought. So if you want to help someone, first of all, that is a beautiful thought. That is a good thought. But if you are not mindful enough to stay with that experience, feeling that helping someone is good, being compassionate is good, if you're not mindful enough with that, and so these other ugly thoughts come into your mind, and you say, you know what? I think I will capture this moment so that I can show to everyone else that I help others, because I am in a better position than them. I should capture it and advertise it, put it on TikTok, put it on Facebook. Then now this kind of turns to the ugly side of things. So when we are mindful, like we just said, yet again, when we are mindful, we are protected, and we feel safe, and we are protected from ugly, unwholesome thoughts. We always stay with the beautiful and the wholesome and the positive thoughts, like compassion. We feel sympathy and empathy to others without needing to show ourselves. Even if we are in a better position, we don't need to advertise or to show ourselves off that I am better than someone else, or someone is not as good as me, or even maybe that I am equal to someone else. All this comparison between you, yourself, and others, we don't allow these ugly thoughts to come into our mind. And that is why being mindful is very important. We should always be mindful, even from this very young age. I hope we are going to carry this practice of being mindful into our older times as we get old. Always try to be mindful. And as you kids, all of you in the audience, as you have started being mindful right now, there is absolutely no way that you will find this to be negative in your future. You will always have positive results when you're mindful. Like the way Besandi introduced the session. Mindfulness brings us into the present moment, whether something is good or bad, whether you feel it is right or wrong. If we just observe it with mindfulness, it kind of frees you up from this trouble of overthinking, thinking things all the time. If we just experience something the way it is, we understand that this is the truth of this moment. I am in the moment. So no need to get angry, no need to get worried, no need to get overexcited and things like that. So that would be our talk for today. Anyone with any questions, you can just raise up your hand or unmute at any time and ask. But if not, we can move right away into mindful walking. Mindful walking. Now, this is not our first rodeo, right? This is not the first time we are doing mindful walking. Uh, the instructions are the same. Find a place where you can walk back and forth. Try to put your mind or your attention on the action that you're doing, which is walking back and forth. You're walking, you're stepping left, stepping right, you reach the end of your path, you stop, you turn around, and then you walk the other way. You get to the end, you stop, you turn around, you walk the other way. And try to remember all these things that we have discussed, that being in the present moment is what's important. Perhaps you will start getting thoughts of all the things that you have heard today, all the things, all the images that you have seen in that meme that was up on the screen just now. But remember, you're just trying to bring your attention to what is happening in that present moment, what your body is doing, which is the walking. Remember, afterwards, we will write our experiences in our mindful journal and then share them to the group. So let's begin mindful walking. Mindful walking. right, everyone, let's return to our seats, please. And still maintaining our mindfulness, just knowing what we are doing. We have already sat, so just continue being mindful. We will move on to mindful sitting. Please sit upright. Sit upright, and you can gently close your eyes. You can relax your arms. Just if your arms are on a chair or on a surface, yes, just relax them by your side. Yes, you can put your arms on your laps, on your legs. And gently close your eyes. And bring your attention to your breath. As you breathe in, you should understand that you are breathing in, and as you breathe out, just understand that you are breathing out. And try to keep your mind on this in-breath and out-breath continuously for as long as you can. Sometimes some thoughts come into your mind, but as soon as you realize that now you're thinking about things, just bring your mind back to your breath again. Don't feel upset that you are distracted or your mind is wandering. Just accept that now, the mind this is the nature of the mind. It always wants to go here, go there. So when you notice the mind is not on your breath, just let it come back to your breath without using any force, without being upset. Just accept that the mind is wandering and the mind will come back to the breath naturally. If you feel bored, just know, now my mind is telling me that I am bored. But that is not the job. The job is to bring it back to the breath. If you're feeling hungry, just know now the mind is telling me that I'm hungry, that there is hunger. But that is not the job. The job is to bring it back to the breath. So just like this, continue being mindful of your in-breath and your out-breath. And afterwards, you can tell us your experience in your report and share with the group. Let's continue with the mindful sitting until the bell goes. Okay, everyone, you may now open your eyes and we will jump right into writing our reports. Report writing. Remember, you just want to write your experience with mindful walking and mindful sitting. Maybe 1 or 2 paragraphs, just describing what you had experienced during your mindful walking, the things that your attention was on. Were you able to keep your attention on the walking? And also with mindful sitting, were you able to keep your attention on the breath? The mind is wandering here and there. Were you able to notice it after some time and bring it back to the breath? What other things, other small things did you notice? Anything that came to mind at that time? Please write in your report for some time. And then once you're done, you can raise your little Zoom hand and we can share from there. Mindful writing. Okay, it looks like we have a few hands up. I think we can go ahead and start sharing the reports.
Sorry, Simon Hanse. Can I let Harini go first?
Yes, yes, of course. And
Uh,
also, recently,
yeah,
if you feel writing your report, you may just
yeah.
continue and
Okay.
yeah.
After that, and I'll tell you. Thank you, Simon Hanse. Harini, you can unmute now.
Mindful walking. I felt that the floor was cool. I felt a little sleepy, but I did not fall asleep. And I kept my mind to mindful walking, mindful sitting. I felt a little sleepy again, but I did not fall asleep. I had to stick the plaster on my forehead because the nurse told me, do not lose it. But I sticked it and I got my mind to mindful sitting. Thank you.
Very good. You are knowing what is happening when you're walking and when you're sitting, and that is all that mindfulness is. And now that we know you have a plaster on your head, Harini, what happened? Did you run into a wall? Did you fall?
Well, I slipped on a rug. I hit my head on the door.
On the door. But I hope you were not on your phone while you were doing that.
No.
No.
I didn't.
Right, right. So, yes, thank you for sharing your report. It is very important to always know what is happening when it is happening. You see, now, for example, when you felt sleepy when you were walking and sitting, what is important is not to try to fall asleep. It is to know that you are feeling sleepy, right? And if you just know that you're feeling sleepy, you will not even think about the sleep. So that sleep will not have an opportunity to come up. So you maybe your body is feeling tired, you have been doing a lot of things all day, and you will naturally feel like sleeping. That is what the body does when it is tired, it wants to rest. But if you just know that the body is tired or I am feeling sleepy, then your mind does not go to the sleepiness. It just stays knowing, it stays mindful. This knowing that there is sleepiness, this is what we call mindfulness. And you don't even need energy to be mindful, right? Because you're just letting what is there to be there without hating it, without wanting more of it. You're just accepting it as it is. So, whatever kind of things that you're feeling in your body, or whatever things that are in your mind, your thoughts, or you're remembering something, if you just know that they are present, then your mind will not start thinking about those things. It will always remain in the present moment. So, for your walking and for your sitting, it is good that you keep up with this mindfulness every day, day to day. Okay? All right, well done. I think we can move on to the next report, which is by Laviru. You may unmute and share your report.
Larry, you can unmute now.
Thank you. Mindful walking. I felt that my knees worked like a hinge. I felt that the edge of the middle part of my feet was the only part that didn't touch the floor. I felt that there was a little pain in the tendons opposite to the knee on my right leg. I felt that my hands touched each other. I felt that my clothes were rough, especially my bottom. I felt a little pain in my thighs at the beginning, but it was not there towards the end of the walking. I felt my back was straight. I felt some places of the floor were soft and rough. I heard the bell ring sharply. Mindful sitting. I felt some thoughts came and went, so I kept my mindfulness to the breath. I felt that my eye was dry and irritated. I felt the cold breath. I felt that sometimes my head moved back and forth without me involving in it. I felt that I almost felt nothing except for me knowing I don't feel anything and me knowing I'm alive but having no control. I felt that the back of my head hit the wall. After some time, I heard the bell echo. End of the report, sir.
Thank you for sharing, Laviru. From your report, we can tell that you are very friendly with your own body. You know the things that are happening in your body. You are in the present moment. For someone who may not have mindfulness, then they tend to allow their thoughts to think about other things that is not related to them, things that are not about them. But when you are mindful, your mind is calm, and therefore you're able to keep your attention on what is right there with you. And this is a very important result of mindfulness. It makes us friendly with who we are. It makes us comfortable in our own body. It makes us be ourselves. When we experience a pain, like you said, you experienced a pain somewhere, maybe some itchiness, you just accept that there is a pain or there is an itchiness. Don't pretend that it is not. Or when you are angry, don't pretend that you're not angry. When you're sad, don't pretend that you're not sad. Just accept that there is this kind of feeling right here, right now, and just leave it at that. You can, like you said, you cannot control these things. When something happens, it just happens. This is just how nature is. And so when we continue being mindful, we become friendly with ourselves. We become comfortable in our own body. We become comfortable in the decisions that we make without being pushed around by others. We become confident. And so, what started as just observing the in breath and the out breath, you can see that it is having this other effect on us. It is having an effect on those who are around us. When we are comfortable with ourselves, then those who are around us will also be comfortable with themselves. There's this kind of relationship between us and others when it comes to mindfulness. So keep it up, Laviru. Always be with your body, with your breath, with your walking. Always be mindful. All right, great. Now, Sanhita, let us hear your report.
Sanghita, I already sent your request. You can unmute.
Mindfulness. When I was doing mindful walking, it was mindful for me. The floor was both hot and cold at the same time, and the floor was rough. I walked over 14,320 steps. I kept my attention to the mindful walking, and when the bell rang, I sat on my chair. Mindful sitting. When I was doing mindful sitting, I was peaceful and calm. I heard the birds chirping. I heard wind blowing. My chair was rough and uncomfortable. I kept my attention to when I was inhaling and exhaling. And when the bell rang, I opened my eyes. Thank you.
I thank you for sharing your report, Sanhita. Now you mentioned that when you were sitting, you felt that your chair was uncomfortable, right?
Yes.
And how did that make you feel? Do you like comfortable or uncomfortable? Which one do you like?
I mostly like it comfortable.
Comfortable, right. So when we are being mindful, then we understand that we like something or we do not like something, right? But again, remember what is important is not whether we like it or not. What's important is that we know we like or we dislike something. So, for example, if you are doing sitting, mindful sitting, and you hear some sound or maybe some light, you see some light, though your eyes may be closed, sometimes when a light shines in your face, you are still able to know that there is a light. If this distracts you, don't let your thoughts start thinking that I am being distracted. Just know that something is happening. Maybe there's a sound. You don't have to say that I am being distracted. Just understand that there is a sound. If it is about the light, you don't have to start thinking that now I am being distracted. What is this light? Where is it coming from? I am trying to be mindful and these people are distracting me. You don't have to think about that. Just know that now there is a light. And that is being mindful. It is not starting to think about things or to remember things or to wish that something else was different. Just know that this is happening at this time. So, with your report, keep knowing the things that are happening at any given moment, whether you are walking or whether you are sitting. And you should note that in your report always. And you should say, maybe when I was sitting, I felt that, like you said, the seat was rough and uncomfortable. And if you can tell us how that made you feel, that will also show us if your mindful is becoming better. So next time, if you feel that something is a certain way, maybe comfortable or uncomfortable, tell us a little bit about how that made you feel. Okay? All right. I hope you can include that in your report next time. Thank you very much. And then we can move on to the next hand. This is Sehara and Vinet. Please unmute and share your report with us.
Mindful walking. I did 15 steps per lap. I didn't change my pace much throughout the session. I noticed the small sound of my foot hitting the ground. This sound was so quiet that it could only be heard if I tried to hear it. I focused on my walking. Mindful sitting. I felt tired, but I didn't fall asleep. I breathed in for 3 seconds, held my breath for 2 seconds, and breathed out for 3 seconds. I noticed that if I thought about my breath too much, it caused a change in the pattern. I focused on my breathing. Mindful walking. I did 9 to 15 steps per direction. My attention was on my feet, and I felt the smooth and comforting carpet. I heard people talking outside. The bell rang, and I went back to my chair. Mindful sitting. I kept on hearing those noises. I didn't feel sleepy today, so I didn't go to sleep. I opened my eyes a little bit and got distracted and had to drink lots of water, but I got back to it. The bell rang and I opened my eyes. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing your report. One thing I would like to point out is in your report is that you said you were thinking about your breath. When you thought about your breath, what happened? Could you please repeat that to us? Can you go back to your report? When you thought about your breath, what happened?
I noticed that if I thought about my breath too much, it caused a change in the pattern.
It caused what?
A change in the pattern of my breathing.
Ah, right. It caused a change in the pattern. Yes, that is right. Regarding that, I would like to tell you a small story, a short story. There was a millipede and a frog. So the millipede was just, a millipede, he has many legs, right?
Yeah.
And there was a frog. So the frog approached the millipede and the frog asked, Millipede, you have so many legs, but how do you know which leg to put first and which leg to follow that one? And now the millipede had never thought of this because when he walked, it just felt natural that this leg goes first and then this one follows and then this one and this one and this one and this one. And just like that, he moves forward. But when the frog posed this question to the millipede started thinking, oh my gosh, now which leg do I put first? Which leg do I put second? Now you see the millipede started thinking about walking. All his life, walking has been something very natural. He has never had to think about it, just something that happens. But now that he's asked this question, he's feeling confused. And so the millipede, he just stayed there in his little hole. He could not move for a long, long time because he was always just thinking. What he should have done is just to let the walking happen. And
Yeah.
so with the breathing, you can see that the same thing happens when we think about breathing. We want to breathe in a certain way. We want our breathing to be even. Then we get balled up. Our minds go into a bundle of, stress and thinking. So if you find that you're thinking, try to stop that thinking and just let the breath be.
Yeah.
The breath be, and it will just happen very naturally. And you will see, now I am being mindful of the breathing. It is happening. I don't have to control it. It just happens on its own.
Yeah.
So this is where you can catch that good quality of being mindfulness. This is how you know that you're being mindful and that you are whoever's report that was, this person, that they were able to know that they are thinking about mindfulness. That is a great sign that you are actually being mindful. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So for both the reports, just carry on knowing what is happening at any given time, and your mindfulness will keep increasing in quality. It will become stronger and stronger. Well done to both reporters.
Thank you.
All right, let's move to Pansilo. You may unmute and share your report.
Mindful walking. I felt a little bit uneasy and I also started to sweat. After some time of focusing, I got comfortable. I also felt that cold air started getting through me, and then after some time I felt hot again. So I also jumped into I also jumped into a few thoughts. I also felt my footsteps as well, and I also felt that my heel always touched the ground first. And then when I took my foot out of the ground, my toe my I thought that my toes finally left the last. mindful sitting. Before starting the sitting, I turned off the AC because I felt a little bit cold. My mouth was also feeling a little bit dry because I felt thirsty, but I didn't hesitate much. After some time, I started to sweat again, but I didn't mind at all. I also felt a little bit uneasy. I got a little bit uncomfortable in my face that I started moving my eyebrows a little bit. But then after some time, I got comfortable and I almost fell asleep as well. End of the report, Sarmant.
All right, thank you for sharing your report. We can also see that you are becoming friendly with your body. And this is because you know what is happening. You feel that your mouth is dry, or you feel that you're getting sweaty. You're sweating, the temperature is changing. You have to turn off the AC or turn it back on. Those kinds of things, it shows that you are being comfortable in your body because you know what is happening at every given moment. So this is just basically the very simple, natural result of someone who is trying to be mindful. So keep that up. All right.
Thank you, Sarmant.
All right, Besandi, I think you're the last one now on the list, right?
Yes, sir, Nancy.
All right.
Um, Mindful walking. As I was mindfully walking, I could feel the breeze of the AC hitting right onto my face. It felt very cold. I noticed the soft sound of my footsteps against the floor. I could hear a faint honking outside my balcony and the clock ticking. I also noticed that if you pay attention to the clock, you can hear the clock ticking. But if you don't pay attention, you can't hear it. I also paid attention to how my body moved. I noticed my legs were shifting weight from one body to another, from one foot to another. My hands were at the front of my body. I could see so many colors, shapes all around me, each with its own unique. Mindful sitting. As I was mindfully sitting, the first thing I noticed was that my eyes were closed. I could see a little bit light. Now sitting on a chair with a soft cushion. My body was in an upright position, and my back was resting on a soft chair. I felt really cold, so I noticed that the thought whether to close the AC came to my head. As I got that thought, I let it in and went to close the AC. As I came back down and came back and sat down, I got another thought, whether when the AC the room will become warm again. But I didn't ignore the thought. I understood that I had one and let it be. I also concentrated on my breath. When I inhaled, I noticed my nose, my breath felt like really cold, and my nose was a bit blocked. But when I exhaled, my breath felt warm. I also heard many sounds like faint honking, and as I noticed before, I could hear the clock. Only for a while until the bell rang. End of the report, silence.
All right, thank you very much. Now, this is a challenge to you and Pansilu also. I will call you the team of AC controllers. So next time you feel anything about the AC, how about you just ignore it? Just ignore it. Just let it be. If you're cold, just know that it is cold. If you're hot, just know that you're feeling hot. And we are doing the mindful walking and sitting for a short period of time, just 15 minutes. Nothing really bad could go wrong if you just leave the AC alone, right? So whenever you feel something, you experience something, like we said in a previous report just today, what is important is not whether you like it or not. What's important is that you know that you are actually liking or dislike it. I don't know if that makes sense. If you're feeling something, of course, you're going to have the thought, I either dislike this or I don't like this. So that is not what's important. What's important is that you know you are actually feeling some kind of dislike or some like. Just one moment, please. All right, I had to connect the computer to the power. Anyways, as I was saying, what's important is to know whether we are liking or disliking something. The liking and disliking, it just happens naturally on its own. Just like the way our breathing happens without our control, our walking, like the millipede, it just happens without us having to think about it. So when the atmosphere changes, we feel hot. When the atmosphere changes, we feel cold. So this is just another natural thing happening. And if you ignore it, after a while, you will be able to get over that liking or disliking, which both of you have showed us in your report. After some time, you stopped thinking about that, right? So that is a challenge for you, and really a challenge for all of us, for everyone. Whenever we are feeling something, we just know that we are feeling it in a certain way. When it changes, we just know that something has changed and now we are feeling something different. We don't need to react to it. We should just always maintain a calm mind, a confident mind, a mindful mind. Yes, so well done to all of you. Thank you for sharing your reports today. And without further ado, I think we should jump right into the next portion of our meeting today, which is the activity. And now I will let Auntie Kinithi, will you be conducting the activity today? Yes, I believe so.
That's right, Bante. Thank you very much for conducting the session so far today. So, hello everyone. Very nice to see all of you. And today we are going to do a fun game that is related to the topic that we were discussing at the beginning, right? So for this, I would really appreciate if you can switch on your videos, because the game requires some responses from you, right? So I would like to see you showing me the responses. So those who can, please switch on the video. And we reminded you to keep or bring 3 color cards. Those who have seen the message or the reminder, 3 color cards. Yes, I'm already seeing some of you have it. And if you don't have, just grab anything which has these 3 colors, just to show you all. See, these are some colors that I found lying here and there, at home. So this was a piece that was already cut for something, but it was green color. So anything like this is okay. Yes, Pansilu? I'll let you all unmute now. 1 minute. Yeah.
Do Uno cards work?
What is that? Uno cards? Yeah, that's fine. But we need red, green, yellow. Okay, something that will quickly show the colors. Those who don't have this, any alternative is all right. Okay. Let me just give you the controls to unmute yourselves as well. And if you really can't find, fine. Sorry, yes, Besati?
Sorry to disturb. I've already let them unmute themselves.
Yes, great, right. Thank you. Good thinking. So if you really can't find a card, I will let you put it in the chat as well, right? So I let what's the code or the word that you need to put into the chat when the game goes on. So we have that option too, but this will be very easy, right? Okay, so just have any size is okay. Yes, so Pansilu has his Uno cards, which shows the 3 colors. Likewise, anything is all right, okay? Any size, it's okay. It's just that we need to be able to quickly see, right? Okay, so today we were talking about people nowadays, We see people using the phone nowadays for a lot of things. Filming, recording, yes, taking photos, and all sorts of things. And this game that we are learning today is an important game which will help you act a bit heroic, I would say, or mostly it'll help you be more mindful people, right? So at the end of this game, you will know some good choices to make if you come across different situations. For this, I need you to help me with something. Imagine this, okay? All right. Yeah. You just keep the things ready. We don't need to do anything else. So imagine this. You are at a park. Now we heard a similar situation from Harini today. Since it's an indoor situation with the family members, I'm going to use a bit of a, more exposed situation, right? So imagine you are at a park and you trip and fall. And now your knee is scraped and it really hurts, okay? And you look around and there are people nearby. Now what would you want them to do? You can either unmute and say it out loud, or you can shout it out in the chat. What would you want the people nearby to do? Now you have fallen and scraped your knee and it really hurts. What would you want the others to do at that time?
Help you?
Yes, you would obviously need them to help you, right? So that would be or if they can't help you, maybe call for help, right? So that would be a better response, and you wouldn't really appreciate if they just stood up and stared at you, and or maybe even worse was just recording like we saw at the beginning, right? So yes, and that's exactly that's what we are going to try and practice today. We are trying to practice making quick decisions about how to help someone, how to help people when needed, right? And I'm going to, so these are the 3 cards we are going to use to do this game. And you're going to pick which one is the best first action to do. I'll give a scenario and you need to pick which one is the best first action to do. So any guesses? Green one is for what? Any guesses? Okay.
The best one? The best.
Yeah, what is it, Laviru?
The best one?
Okay, yes. So green, like
Green one basically indicates as you are available or like permitted to do something.
great,
Something.
yes. Most of you are right on spot. So green symbolizes the helper, right? So green says helper. Now this one, you as a child can help right away. The situation might be, it's safe, it's simple, and you can do it yourself, right? So green is for the helper. Then the next card is the yellow card. Yellow card is ask a grown up. What is this card? Ask a grown up. Now this means the situation needs an adult. You cannot do it yourself, right? It might be too dangerous, it might be complicated, or it involves someone, grown up to come into action. So this card is ask a grown up. And what is this one? We give it a nice name for the red card. Red card is recorder. This is you pulling out your camera or the phone and start recording the situation. Okay? So this, remember, now the truth is, this is almost never the right first choice. Okay? This one, why? Because a person's feelings and safety is more important than getting more likes or going viral or just recording and keeping it for later, you know, watching, right? So this is, red card is recorder. Do you remember the three? Green is for helper, yellow is ask a grown up, red is recorder, right? Okay, so already when I tell the situation, so how it's going to work is, I will say, give a scenario to you. So once the scenario is read, you have to decide what is the first best choice to do. Whether it's the helper, ask a grown-up, or recorder. You have to hold the correct card up, right? Simple as that. Okay, and we'll have a quick briefing for each scenario why we picked that one, right? Okay, so the first scenario already. Okay, your friend looks super confused while reading the rules for a game everyone else is already playing. I'll repeat it. Your friend looks super confused while reading the rules for a game everyone else is already playing. What would you do? Okay, everyone is showing me green. Yes. Okay, yes. And here, now your friend is confused about the rules of a game and probably you know it, right? Or maybe you just go next to him and or her, and then if you don't know, you say, okay, let's figure it out together, right? So I think you can do this yourself. Yes? So the green card would be the best right choice. All right? Okay, good job, everyone. I think we are getting the hang of it. So that's a simple activity. Your friend was in need, you just go put an arm around or something, and then you help with trying to clarify the rules, or both of you try to figure it out and go alone, right? Next one. Next scenario is, someone at the park is setting up a picnic blanket, but the wind keeps blowing it away. What would you do? Which card? Someone at the park is setting up a picnic blanket and the wind keeps blowing the blanket away. So that person is trying hard. When it fixes this side, the other side goes off, right? So what would you do? Which color? Okay, I'm seeing, right? Yes, I'm seeing a mixture of green and yellow. Yes, all right. Now here, even, you know, green would be possible. You can just go and hold down a corner yourself. Yes, the blanket is just going up and down to the wind, and maybe we just go and grab a corner till the person fixes the blanket, and after it's done, we did our bit, and we are making someone else's day by helping, right? So the green also would be a best first choice because it's simple and it's safe. You can do it yourself. And Sehara and Vinith, do you want to say why you thought yellow also would be a best first choice?
I don't really like talking to strangers, so probably they're going to add on as well.
Yes, I thought so. That might, so in terms of safety, if you are approaching strangers, maybe you can be cautious of that too, right? So this is where we try to pay attention and try to figure out quickly, because now we are practicing how to make quick decisions. Yes, usually when something happens, sorry, when someone needs help, there is not a lot of time to think and take decisions, so it naturally needs to come. That is why the more we practice these kind of situations, it gives us some it will naturally come to us. So there, if you feel that the situation, there is not many people around, just only them and only you, it would be good for you to just maybe ask for another person, see if another person can help. But if it's if it's a place where people are running about and your parents are also close by, such a time you can maybe quickly go and hold down a corner, help, and then you can go and do what you were doing, right? Okay, nice. Next one is you are last in line at the store and the person ahead of you drops their money. What would you do? So you are the last in the line, and right in front of you, the person who was there dropped some money. What would you do? Which one? Green, yellow, or red? Okay, I'm seeing green. Yes. Okay, lots of green, I think. Yes, exactly. So just the person is in front of you, he's right there, and then you can say, excuse me, you drop some money, and then hand it back to him then and there, right? Simple. So green would be a good first choice, right? Okay, next one. A little kid spills their drink at the movies and looks terrified. So accidentally spilling the drink on the seat or somewhere at the movies, and now is terrified, right? So what would you do at that time? Help her, ask a grown-up, or record it? Seems like a tricky one. Okay. Yes, yellows, and I'm seeing a lot of yellow. Yes, Samanthi auntie is showing green. I think Tenuli is green or yellow? Green? Yellow, yellow. Yes. Everyone agrees it's yellow. Can I know why? Anyone wants to share?
Because you cannot exactly help her clean that kid's drink by yourself. So you will need a grown-up's help, since they know what to do.
Good, yes. So all we can do maybe is a bit of reassurance, yes? Maybe rather than making the child more terrified, maybe we can give a bit of reassurance saying, it's okay, don't worry, we'll get some help. We can do that part, and also maybe call a person at the movie saying that something just dropped here, maybe we need some help here, yeah? So, right, good choice. Next, now we are moving on to another set of scenarios. So here, some of these might need adult help as well. So try to spot the difference from the previous lot of scenarios to this lot of scenarios, how the situation might get a bit complex or dangerous, or try to spot it, right? Okay, now the next one is, you see a tiny kid crying in the grocery store because they can't find their parent. What would you do? You see a tiny kid crying in the grocery store because they can't find their parent. Green or yellow or red? Now, you are also a child, okay? Yes, Samanthi auntie will also have to think like that as a child. And yes, so a kid is crying, looking for the parent. What am I going to do at that time? Okay, so the ones who are holding up the greens, can you tell me why? Or what would you do?
Because if you know that certain place, yeah, you may be a child, but if you know the whole area, like if you know the whole map of the place, then you can help that kid find his parents, like somewhere in any place of that area. Like for example, you are going to the like for example, if that kid is lost in the park, and then you know the whole map of the park, then you can just go around the park and then help find the kid's parents, something like that.
Okay, so that's Pansilu's explanation. And any others? Harini, you want to give a go at this as well? Why you picked green? No? Okay. Yeah. So, like the majority says, the best first choice would be a yellow, mostly. The reason is you two are a kid and your quickest or your prompt action would be to quickly find an employee of that store, right? Find an employee fast and say that the child has lost the parents, help us find, or just make sure that the child is returned to the parents safely. Maybe they have an announcement system or something. They will take the best actions needed. And like Pansilu said, it's very tricky. Now, Pansilu is a bit grown up, so that's why he's telling like that. If you're very small, there is high probability that you too will get lost. If you try to hang around, let me find your parents, and then you both might be in trouble. But like Pansilu said, if it's the store that you go regularly, you know in and out, you know where the exit is, you know where the cashiers are, you know which aisles are, you might be able to quickly spot and do, but don't take your chances. Since you are a kid, ask for a grown-up's help. Okay? Right. Next one. Now, we did a similar scenario earlier, but listen to this one and see which one's the best one, right? You find a wallet on the ground with money and ID cards inside. What would you do? You find a wallet on the ground with money and ID cards inside. What's the card you would use? Helper, ask a grown-up, or record? Yes, everyone says it's yellow. Okay, Laviru says it's red. Tenuli is very brave and directly goes to help. Yes, okay. Now, some of the ones in yellow, those who haven't spoken today, maybe can you tell me why you picked yellow? The majority thinks it's yellow. Why do you think it's yellow?
Basically, when it's okay, I'll give the chance to Sahara and when you take it.
Thank you. You don't know who it belongs to, so it'll probably be a big hassle, and you probably can't do it yourself to go look at everyone and ask them if it's theirs. Also, someone might think you're stealing it.
Yeah, very good. Right. Anyone else wants to share? Anyone else wants to share? Okay, so we'll ask Laviruaya why he thought it was red.
Because mostly nobody will be around usually, because you can't really find a person, and then if you ask someone for help, they can't do much, because if he's gone somewhere else, like far, it won't help much. And when you record, you can put it on social media, so they have the IDs and stuff. At least you can give it to the police station or something.
Okay, yes. So now they are actually great answers, both. Now here, the best first choice would be, now we are talking about the first choice, right? Remember, after this, given that we cannot go with the first choice, maybe we'll have to think of whether there is a second better option or something. Samanthi auntie, do you want to say anything for this? Any ideas?
If it is the first choice, then I would say I will get red, because before we touch it, it's better to record that it was, and then say we are going to get it on. So sometimes our finger prints are there, then it's not so good for us, for our safety. So better to get the video, and then with the video we can go for a help, to ask for a help. That's what my idea. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So yes, it's very nice. This is the good thing. This is the good thing about real connection and, you know, talking, having this group discussion, because we get different explanations and we see it from different perspectives. Actually, the scenario belonged to the yellow card category, right? Why? The reason is, just like Sehara said, now remember, we are a child, and an adult would be able to take better decisions in a situation like this. Now, sometimes you might be thinking what an adult would do and gave such answers, but us, as you know, me as a child, the best thing would be to ask for a grown-up's help at that time. You spotted it, but you say that, and you know, sometimes the grown-up that you get for help might just pick it up and actually steal it. We don't know what would happen. So in a case like that, like Laviru and Samanthi auntie said, it would be good that, you know, you just take it, have some evidence that it was there for further help. You are doing it with that intention, but all kids don't carry a phone, right? So if you don't have, yellow would be the best first choice. You get someone and say that I found it here, please make sure that it is returned. If it's depending on the place, there might be a place that you can go and they could find somebody, or the police, right? Okay, right. Next, we are going to the tricky part. So we'll quickly try to finish this. This is the last bit of the game. And it's really interesting, because in these situations, some people's first instinct is to pull out and record. But here we are trying to decide, is that the right first choice to do? So let's find out, right? You see a homeless person sitting quietly on a bench. You want to take a picture of yourself giving them food to post online and encourage others to help. What would you do? Homeless person sitting quietly on a bench. You want to take a picture of yourself giving food and posting it online, encouraging others also to come and help like that. What is the best first choice? Come on, anything is, any card here is okay, because we are practicing, right? And later this will help you to quickly make decisions. Yes, Sehar and Vineth had raised the hand. You want to say something?
If you said yellow to ask a grown up, what would you ask?
What is that?
Clearly. If you said to ask a grown up, what would you ask? Like, what would be the question?
Yes, in this situation, yes, it would be maybe, shall we offer some food, or what do you think? So that's what you think. You're considering whether yellow is the answer, yes? Okay. You see it for yourself and see what would be the answer. Okay. Right, yes. So we are getting a mixture of yellow, green, and red also. Yes, Tenuli is figuring out how to engage in the activity. Great job, Tenuli. Yes. Now we will to explain to Tenuli the right first choice would be, yes, depending on the situation, it would be mostly green if you can help right then and there, or if you don't have anything to help with, it would be yellow. So Tenuli, the red card is when somebody needs help. Before helping, we are taking our phone and recording. That is what red means, right? Somebody needs help, or somebody is sad and feeling upset, or in a situation that is not very good. What would we do first? Do we go and record it and put it online for everyone to see, or do we actually try to help them, right? So these cards are, I actually go and help myself. This card is, I ask for my mother's or father's or some adults' help. Okay? Right. So in this situation, yes, best thing is not to record. Now here, sometimes the scenario said it was with a good intention. I'm recording it to post online, and I'm trying to encourage others also to come and help this person. But it is not the best first choice, right? You can give them food if you want to help, but you don't need to record you giving and, posting it, because that person deserves privacy, yes, and respect. You have to first ask the person. Best thing is to think, would you like someone when you were starving, if you did not have food, or if you did not have company and you were just sitting somewhere, would you like, in a rush, somebody comes, and while recording, giving you some food, would you like it, right? And so we have to always respect the privacy of another person, and always be polite and respectful to others. You can ask, would you like other people to come and help you? There is an option like this. Maybe in some situations, if it's like a lost dog or something, we might be able to, put a photo and just get others also to be aware. Depending on the situation, some scenarios, we would seek others' help by posting things online. But these kind of situations, it would be you go and try to help, or ask for a grown-up's help, right? Okay, the last one for the day. Let me try to find one. Okay. You are at a concert and the main performer trips on a wire but quickly gets back up and keeps singing. Now you have your phone ready to record the whole thing. You are actually keeping your phone ready to record the whole performance. Maybe the accident took place midway, but you are kind of ready to record the whole item. And this main performer trips on a wire but quickly gets back up and keeps singing. What would you do? Be in a helpful manner, or is there a need in there to ask for a grown-up, or would you quickly record it? What would you do? So the way that you can help here is actually maybe by a cheer, or from the place that you are staying, is there a way that you can encourage this performer or the person? What's the card? The best first choice would be how you as a kid can make someone's day better. Yes, okay, so here as a child, what you can do is, maybe there is a way you can help, just encourage, maybe clap for the person, good job, well done, and cheer them up, and remember that they too are, is a human, and mistakes can happen, and that person quickly, swiftly got back up and then continued with it. So it would be wonderful just to cheer that energy and the spirit, right? Rather than trying to record it and put it on social media. It'll be viral, people will start laughing and seeing about it. You might get a lot of likes and the video might be viral, but even if something like that didn't happen, even if you were just recording the item, it's no match for the actual witnessing of the performance live through your eyes, ears, and through your senses, right? Those who have tried to record it will know that it doesn't match at all what you see live. It's bigger, and then you cannot capture the whole experience the way you do through a camera. So the best thing is enjoy the experience for yourself. You'll treasure it for a long, long time than just recording. Okay? Right. So that's about it. You all did amazing and gave a great support to me. And I think we did some justice to the activity. So shall we all give a round of applause to us trying to be helpers, trying to be upstanders, taking action rather than being bystanders and, not just watching. And this type of role playing or situations will help us to take quick decisions when somebody needs help, right? And also, I will leave you with a reflection point. One thing is, next week, try to be a helper at least once, a few spots. Now for this, we need to pay attention, right? We need to be really mindful to spot whether someone is in need of help. So that is where paying attention comes and taking quick action. So try to see if next week, if you get a chance, see if you can be a helper, because it feels amazing when you get to help somebody, right? And the question I'm leaving you with is, why do people do that? Why do people get the need to quickly pull out their phone and record something? Why is it so tempting? So I'm just leaving you with that question to think about, and we are finishing the activity for today. Do you have anything to say? I can spare 1 more minute for any of your thoughts. Yes, Samanthi auntie has something.
Yes, if I ask one thing, if I just give one suggestion, say now you are in a near to an exam, then your teacher is giving a very good point about the exam. Now your friend is absent. You're having a phone on your hand as well. Teacher is going to give some points about the exam. What you will do? Your friend is unable to come, maybe sick on the day. Now what you will do? You didn't get my point? Yes. Okay.
Pansilu, want to say why you thought it was
Right.
great?
Now, yes.
So
Anyone?
when your so basically when your friend is absent, you all you gotta do is just if now you have a phone in your hand as well, so you can send the notes to your friend to help him revise for the exam. Then yeah, that's basically.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Even you can have a recording at that time. Maybe you can jot down all the points what the teacher says. So if it is able, you can get the recording and send a friend as well. At that time, we can say the recording is okay. Is it, Kennedy auntie?
Yes, I think if the teacher gives permission, with permission, anytime that you record something, always make
Yes.
sure that you explicitly, the other person is aware that this is being filmed or recorded. And if they are all right with it, it would be fine. And another thing is actually there was a situation, even if you film or record your siblings or family members, do not share it with others very freely. It might be a funny incident, your sibling is having a fall or doing a silly dance or silly thing and it's fun, you record it and you share it with your closest friends. But don't do it without the consent and without informing, right? So given permission, it would be all right. And if you meet, you can always maybe share, say it in person, give a call. I think all of these options are available to you.
Besandi is facing hand.
Yeah. Kennedy and Miss, I have a quick question. Like, if your friend, if your friend asks you like a question in the exam that they don't know, then what do you do?
Well, in an exam, you cannot help much, right? You would be in
Yeah,
trouble.
but then
Yeah.
do you tell the teacher? But then if you tell the teacher, your friend will be like really mad at you, right? And then you will lose a friend.
Basically betrayal. Friendship
Exactly.
betrayal.
So you mean if they try to secretly get an answer from you?
Yeah.
Yes. Best example is
Exam
now.
time, right?
Yeah, either you have to face it and face the repercussions later and learn, or you can learn it beforehand, right? So I had an experience where one of my friends tried to help, and then everybody ended up getting zeros and not being able to face exams later on. And you can always tell your friend that if you practice like this in the school, one day, if you do it in an actual exam out of habit or out of desperation or something, you are doing it with a good thought. But if it happens in an actual exam, you will be banned from any major exams for 5 to 10 years. So that will lead to what you are doing is not a favor, but you are trying to put both of yourselves in danger. Yeah, because when you have the practice of doing it once, you feel like doing it again, and you might try to do it at a main exam. So the consequences might be greater and negative if you try to encourage that. So best thing is your friend might not listen to you, but try to get your friend to come here or try to get that an adult or somebody who is friendly where she or he also listens to get them to understand this, yes, so that they will see, okay, yes, short term, for a short time it feels good and thrilling and it feels all right to do, but it will lead you into more negative consequences if you have that habit. So that better not, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've come to the end of today's session. It was a great discussion and an activity. All of you have been real sport. So we are trying to end with that note. And I'll hand over to Besandi to end the session for today.
Most Venerable Shad Thero, as we're at the end of the program, I would like to give a brief of today's session. As usual, we started the session with a small story about mindfulness. And online, like the people nowadays. Then we did mindful walking and sitting. Then read and discussed our reports with the group. I would like to thank Auntie for doing this mindful activity with us. Finally, I am taking the opportunity to thank respectfully our most venerable Dhammasrada Thero on behalf of all my mindful friends who have joined for today's session and for giving us this valuable experience about mindfulness. Have a mindful week. Thero and Sarah and all of you.
Have a mindful
Have a
week.
mindful week, everyone. Have
And
a mindful week.
yes,
Mindful week, everyone.
Have a mindful week, everyone.
thank you to all
Have a
who
mindful week, everyone.